So my favorite myth, it's actually quite a personal way. I mean, I indeed think of what can people learn from this and how can we see it. But when I think of my favorite myth, it's actually just because I personally like it a lot. And it's the story of and Hippomenes. I don't know how the English pronunciations are, but those are the two. And basically the whole point is that Atalanta is this so she's this typical archetype of like with Artemis, so this young girl, wild, um she has to marry, but she says to her father like, I will marry, but only if a man can defeat me in a game of in running, because she's an extremely fast runner. And otherwise, I just think it's at their horse, I think she says. So many men compete with her, and she always wins until at some point, Ines, he asks help from Aphrodite, and he is able to win the game by essentially having these golden apples and throwing them on the side so that she's distracted, and she's like, oh wow, what's this? It's golden apple. And so he eventually wins. Now it ends partly well in the sense that they get happily married. Doesn't end well if you think of the further part of the myth where make love in a temple and they get punished for it and they get turned into lions. But anyway, there's always a good part and a bad part to every myth. I think it's the Greek cynicism that's typical. But what I like is that there's, first I liked it because of the whole idea that this girl and she doesn't want any man, and then there is some kind of true love, we would say now, even though that's definitely not the case in such myths, but still. There is also just so much to unpack in such stories, and so much that you can also see now, the whole of being hard to get, but then eventually the man does get the girl, etc. You can find so many things like you can link it to ancient religion and the Artemis. You can link it to gender relations back in the ancient world and even sometimes now. You can romanticize it, you can critique it, and I think that that is just, it's in a way very typical of a lot of those mythological stories, is that you can take it and make it into something beautiful and romantic, or you can be more cynical about it and critique it. And I think that's something that it just holds for a lot of those stories.